Breaking news, all revealed how the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has put lawyers together to see how Abba Kyari's extradition can be stopped, looking at the law and how it covers where it can possibly, be said Abba Kyari does not have to be extradited, in the whole scheme of things. Now, this was a once fine cop who was doing very well and treated and even well treated and even given a name called a super cop. Nigerians, even in the National Assembly, they stood up to applaud him, not knowing around him, around the corridors of his life, lock a very significant thing called greed that can destroy a man subtly, unseen, unheard, but gradually it goes in with the whole system. And Mr. Greed has been lurking around him until he was eventually fished out. Definitely, Nigerians have started giving complaints and talking about what was going on. But guess what? The federal government cares not to listen until the complaint came finally from the US that he has to be extradited. He involved himself in what we call money laundering. As if that was not enough, we heard that the Attorney General tried to cook up story by saying there is a drug thing that was found in him and all that. But apparently, we are hearing now that it was all, a distraction. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Can Abba Kyari be extradited to the US? Is the continuation of what lawyers have been discussing based on Malami's putting them together to see how this can be stopped by Nigerian's law. Last week, the commencement of the discourse on how this fascinating matter, our conclusion is that Abba Kyari cannot be extradited to the US for as long as his trial is pending in the Federal High Court in Abuja. This was what, Malami was trying to get out, and this is what Falan has said that the guy has involved himself in a case called, of impunity. He allowed himself to be manipulated into this. So now there's a law in Nigeria that says if anyone is requested or needed overseas and is based on request of criminality, whatever it is, but yet such an individual stand trial in his own home country, he can't be extradited because it's one and the same person, yes, and he has to. You can only, even if you are given how many counts of jail term, you can only serve one sentence at a time. So lawyers were put together by Abba Kyari to study the books and to see the loopholes. And the conclusion here is that no, Abba Kyari cannot be extradited to the US for as long as he's got a pending case here in Nigeria. Remember afterwards why the whole extradition case was being looked at by the Attorney General's office. All of a sudden, we heard that the gentleman was involved in what we call drug trafficking. Yeah, a drug cartel bureau, which ranges from Brazil, to other small islands, and which has, NDLEA has, really expatiated on that. So the lawyers have come up to say, based on that very clause in Nigerian law, he has to still dance to the tune of the music he has turned on here. He's not going to turn on the music and leave it on, and somebody else will have to dance for him. Let's continue. A fugitive criminal shall also not be surrendered if the Attorney General or the court dealing in the case is not satisfied about what it is. Remember, Attorney General also told us some time ago that he find nothing wrong with Abba Kyari. Remember? Yes. Whether in Nigeria or elsewhere, such fugitive has been convicted or has any offense which he or she has to answer to such an individual, it is unlawful to set such an individual at large to send him for extradition. Similarly, a fugitive, a criminal, shall also not be surrendered if the criminal proceedings are pending against him in Nigeria for the offense for which he surrendered is sought after. In the same vein, by virtue of Section 3, subsection 6 of the Act, a fugitive who has been charged with an offense under the laws of Nigeria or any part not being the offense for which he surrendered is sort of, who is now serving a sentence imposed in respect of any offense of the court in Nigeria shall also not be surrendered to another country that has requested extradition. A fugitive criminal shall not be surrendered to any country unless the Attorney General is satisfied that provision is made by the law of that country or special arrangement has been made such that as long as the fugitive has not had any reasonable opportunity to return to Nigeria, he will be detained or tried in the country for any offense committed before he is surrendered for extradition offenses. So you can see why Falana told us that he feels very strongly, he feels pity and shame for, for Abba Kyari, who allowed himself to be meddled into, the whole drug thing. That is all the federal government is trying to do, especially Malami and his office, that is the Attorney General of the Federation, is to prevent this man by all means possible from being extradited from Nigeria so that, okay, he can be here and, they can decide and, do whatever they want to do. But the truth remains is that the truth there is that whether you send him away or you don't send him away, he has a court case, and the U.S. requested for him first. So what Malami did was that Malami put, judges together and what have you to say, to ask and to see to it if he could possibly, be sent away. And they said, well, you cannot just send him away. Why? Because of ABCDZ. He has to stay in the country. So that's why he agreed to all the whole drug trafficking thing and what have you. Okay, it's just to cause a major distraction so that he's not extradited out of Nigeria. However, the case, whatever they want or they want to do, whatever they intend or they think they can achieve by the lies, I can assure you it will not go very far. Because once upon a time, some of these things that they do, they don't know if they understand it, the overall implication. Because you're trying to solve a problem by by imbibing or instigating another problem. You're just trying to solve one and getting yourself all muddled in and all whacked into another one. How does this solve the matter or the issue at hand? So it is. So leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Thank you and have a fantastic day. For us, it's bye for now. Bye.